Hello everyone, I'm Miss George and I'm going to talk to you today about the SLO or the Student Learning Objective. If you have any further questions that you would like to ask or you need clarification on something, please feel free to email me at dgeorge@dallasisd.org. Okay, the SLO or the Student Learning Objectives are detailed measurable goals for student academic outcomes to be achieved in an academic year. It's informed by analysis of prior data, and it's developed collaboratively by educators and your evaluator. The SLO involves a goal-setting process where you must first identify the students who will be covered by the goal. So for example, you can cover all the students in your 10th grade class. Secondly, you need to identify the time period for your SLO. For example, students will be assessed from October 20th to April 29th. Thirdly, you need to identify which assessment you will use as both a pre-assessment and a post-assessment. Lastly, you should identify the growth target which you would like your students to achieve. For example, students will score proficient or above on a writing rubric, or I expect my students to score 10% above their original grade that they did on their pre-assessment. For the student learning objective, there is a minimum student population that we are required to meet. For year-long courses, you should meet a minimum of 20% of your students in your SLO. For semester-long courses, you should meet a minimum of 40%. And since none of us fall into the category of grade 1 or elementary special classes, we do not have to worry about the 30%. Teachers have 30 days to submit a new SLO if you transition to a new campus, transition to a new content, or transition to grade levels. Also, you have the opportunity to submit a new SLO if your student population drops below your 20% or your 40%. In order to receive a score in your SLO, both your objective for the fall and the objective for the spring must be scored and submitted to receive an SLA score on your scorecard. Let's do a quick practice. Read over this teacher's SLO and determine if she should receive a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, or a 5 based on the information that she has provided. After reviewing that SLO done by the teacher, did the teacher submit all the required information for the SLO? Did they have a who, a when, a how, and a clear goal? Based on what was submitted, what should the teacher score on the goal-setting task and why? Let's look at a second example. Feel free to pause the video and review this example. Based on this example, did the teacher submit all the required information from the SLO? As you can clearly see, the teacher had no who, no when, they had a vague how, and they had no clear goal for their students. Based on what was submitted, what should the teacher score on this goal-setting task, and why? For the SLO, there are a few important timelines that we must follow. By September, teachers will identify the information needed to set their SLO. By October 19, teachers will set and submit the SLO in Cornerstone. Just completing this task will earn you a maximum of 2 out of the 5 points for your SLO. By December, teachers will monitor student progress toward the SLO throughout the school year. In May, teachers will assess student mastery and submit the SLO goal accomplishment with artifacts in Cornerstone by the end of May 2021. Depending on your SLO and how it has been worded, you can score a maximum out of 3 of the 5 points. Here are some things that you should remember. The SLO should be rigorous, specific, and measurable. Make sure to submit your student score sheet, your pre- and post-assessment data, and review the goal setting and goal accomplishment areas of the rubric to understand how your SLO was scored. Thank you for taking this time to go through the SLO with me. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to email me at dgeorge@dallasisd.org. Thank you.